Hey everybody, what's going on? My name is Curtis, and today we're back with another Power Rankings video. And right now we're going to be talking about the San Diego can't say San Diego anymore because they're not from San Diego. The Los Angeles Chargers. And we're going to start with dead, and there's two positions because I had to make an exception. And we're going to start with the offensive line. They were one of the worst offensive lines, and looking at the names that we see here, we have the often injured Russell Okung. I think it's Okung, might be Okung. And then we have pretty much trash the rest of the lineup. I do think Joe Barksdale might not be terrible, but no, they're all pretty terrible. And that's going to be a real struggle because you can't play offense if you have a bad line. And I kind of know that from experience. And from what I see here, they have a pretty good offense, but their line is not going to help them at all. And I had to make a second person a special exemption for Josh Lambo, right here, the place kicker. I thought he was going to be good. He had a good rookie year, but last year he was just awful. And honestly, I think he might be replaced by Young Ho Koo, who was pretty good in the preseason. So Josh Lambo is definitely on the hot seat, and I'm pretty sure his career is pretty much done. Now, moving on to deep sleep, we've got Keenan Allen. And I feel so bad for Keenan Allen. He was a top receiver in the league, probably top 10 in the league, I would say. And then 2 ACL tears that just destroyed his career. Now, moving on, we have Waking Up, which is Melvin Gordon. And Melvin Gordon is an interesting case because he was pretty bad his rookie year. He didn't score any touchdowns. And then last year he was 3 yards away from 1,000. And UW alum, usually running backs from UW from Wisconsin are not that great in the NFL. We've seen that with Rondane and Monty Ball and just UW running backs. It's hard for them to be good in the NFL. And I don't think we've seen that with Melvin Gordon. And he's going to become a star and he's on his way. And I can tell because he was only 3 yards away from 1,000 last year, and he missed like 2 or 3 games. So he's going to be a stud. And moving on to the real stud, which is Casey Hayward for sure. He was second team All-Pro last year, and he was just amazing. He was one of the best corners in the league, and he's going to lock down this year. And honorable mention for Waking Up would be Joey Bosa. He was really good last year, and I see him having a great year, but yeah, just had to give it to Melvin Gordon after what he did. And now let's move on to the lineup and the schedule. And we have the one-on-one match for the year, which will be on October 8th, right here, against the New York Giants. Let me zoom this in a little bit. The New York Giants, right here. And this game's going to be so important for the one-on-one matchup, because it's going to be Odell Beckham against Casey Hayward, who are both second-team All-Pro receivers. Or one was a receiver, one was a cornerback. And that game's going to be super interesting because I just want to see how Casey Hayward goes up against probably a top 2 receiver in the league. I don't know how he got second-team All-Pro last year instead of first-team. But there are a lot of really good receivers, and they only take 2, so it makes sense, but I think he's a top 2 receiver in the game. Now, moving on, we have the What to Watch For game of the year, which will be November 19th against the Buffalo Bills, and this game is going to be super competitive. The Chargers are going to be a pretty bad team, but I think they're one of those teams that's going to have a bad record, but they're going to be better than their record says, and I see them having a great game against the Bills. I do see the Bills winning it because the Bills just have a little more talent, I would say, but the Chargers are going to play this game really well, and I want to see the end of this game because it's going to be tight. It's going to be really competitive. Now, moving on to the turn-off game, which will be the first game of the year on September 11th, and then the 7th game of the year, October 22nd. Now, they do play them twice, so one of them might be good, but I just don't see how the Chargers have a chance against the Broncos. I see Von Miller and the rest of that top 5 defense just destroying the Chargers O-line, which that's going to be boring to just watch the Broncos just destroy them. And it's going to be, that's a game that you turn off of and see if there's another game on. Now, their final record is pretty underwhelming. They should be better, but I see them finishing at 4-12. I could easily see them getting up to 5 or 6 wins, but not much more than that. And I see them beating, here, let's go through here. I see them beating the Eagles. Yeah, it will be a pretty close game, but I see them beating them. I see potentially them beating the Bills, like I was talking about. And then I see them losing to the Jaguars, the Browns, and finally the Jets. And the rest of their team, they have a pretty tough schedule. They play a lot of teams that might be playoff teams this year, especially in their division. They play against the Chiefs, who might be playoffs, Raiders, who might be playoff team, and the Broncos. So that's already almost like 6 losses, which puts you way behind. I see the Chargers being good, but they'll be up again towards the top of the draft looking for another difference maker like Joey Bosa. Now, if you like this video, subscribe for more, and I should be back soon. I will not be posting a video Friday, but we'll see in the future. And I will try and finish all of these by the first game, or the first Sunday. I don't know about Thursday, but peace.